Hey, I'm Zach Blair. I am in the band Rise Against, and this is my top 3. My first concert ever is still in my top 3, and that was Anthrax, Exodus, and Celtic Frost. It was in Dallas, Texas. I was 14, and it was amazing. It was life-changing. It was the first concert that I wanted to go to. My father was a radio disc jockey, so he was really into classic rock and all that stuff. So he took us to see some stuff, you know, that was like, you know, but this was the first show that I wanted to go to. You know, fortunately, we get to see a bunch of great shows because we go to, you know, because we're out here. There was a year we played Download Festival in Australia, and we got to go see Judas Priest from the sound booth. And I just remember Nurgle from the band Behemoth we were in the sound booth together, you know, and he just knew every lyric. And we were singing together. It was awesome. I did get to see The Who perform Tommy, the record Tommy, in Atlanta in about 1996. And I drove to that show. There's so many though, man. I mean, when I was younger, I went out to shows every night, and I always saw something that blew my mind.
The water, my friend, like that, you see?
No, I see.
I think Tom Morello's one, and we're fortunate enough to know Tom very well. We've toured together, and we've played with Rage Against the Machine and Prophets of Rage. And Tom was just one of those guys that changed the face of rock guitar playing with just a few simple pedals that he had bought at a, you know, Guitar Center or something. He's an activist. He's always an activist. Everything he does is political activism. He walks the walk, you know. But, you know, aside from just him as a human being, him as a guitar player, being, you know, a guitar player myself, it's endlessly inspiring to just think of like what that guy would do whenever you have sort of a question. I'd have to say Pete Townsend as well. He was the first guy to just come along and invent the idea, the concept of a rock opera, which was unbelievable, you know, and sort of a modern day classic composer, as, you know, as our versions, Bach or Beethoven or Mozart. And for me personally, I gotta say Paul McCartney. Again, an activist, but also the greatest songwriter of all time, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, you know, I try to go to art museums on days off as much as I can, and then you just realize these people's lives that they've dedicated to this medium that might not even be recognized or seen by another human being, but they've dedicated themselves to it, thrown themselves at it as if they were making, you know, $1 billion on this piece or whatever it might be. They might have spent 10 years making this thing that, you know, you're fortunate enough to see right now, but they didn't know somebody was going to see it. They just did it because they had to do it. They were compelled to do it. And I think that spirit is what's kept me doing this for so long. Is it's not so much the desire, it's an overwhelming desire to do it. It's just the fact that I have to do it. I have to be out doing this and playing and performing. But I tend to do that. And in doing so, I try to walk really long distances every day. Like 20,000 steps, you know, or more. So I usually try to do that just for exercise. So walking or running and finding art museums, and then just taking in the local farmers markets. I know it sounds lame, but I love it. You know, it's like you can really kind of experience the town at their farmers market. You know, whatever food is indicative of that culture or that town or that area. Their produce, you know, eat an apple, eat something that was grown there, you know.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
That show Severance that was on Apple Plus is great. The new Andor series, that's, you know, Star Wars, the Disney Plus, that show's great. The She-Hulk series was really good. All of the Marvel series I've been really impressed with so far. All of the Star Wars series I've been really impressed with so far. You know, Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan. I think they've done great jobs, and we're at such a renaissance for TV. It's like there's no shortage of things to watch. But as far as like shows, I think were the greatest. I think Arrested Development. I think Kimmy Schmidt was on Netflix. Any Tina Fey show, 30 Rock. I think those are the greatest shows ever. But yeah. For this band, it's going to be a little skewed because, for us in Rise Against, coming to Germany, and I'm not just saying that because you guys are from Germany, it's always such a great experience for us. We've done so well, we do so well in Germany, and the German fans just keep coming back and it keeps getting bigger and doing better and selling. It's overwhelming for us, playing like Rock am Ring, Rock im Park. So speaking as a member of Rise Against, Germany is always, number one for us. I personally love Barcelona, Spain. I just think there's no other city like it. There's no other place that looks like that. It's beautiful. And also New Orleans, Louisiana, and southern the States, because jazz music, as we know, it was pretty much invented there, and it's got its own culture. There's no other place that's quite like New Orleans, Louisiana. It's almost like its own little island that has nothing to do with the States or any other sort of southern culture or anything like that. I have to say Savior because it's definitely by far our biggest song. Everywhere, no matter where we play that song, everybody knows it. It's just joy of playing music. When you get that kind of reaction, it's palpable, it's instantaneous. I kind of like the deeper cuts sometimes from our older stuff. I love the Black Market record that we did. And there's a B-side on that album called Escape Artist. That I love that song, which is a B-side, It got reissued on the record. But also, there's a song on Revolutions Per Minute called To The Core. That we've played maybe once because we did the Revolutions Per Minute record in its entirety. And we played that song there. And it's just a classic kind of hardcore song, the realm of like Sick of It All or something. It's just really good. I like to hear Tim scream, you know what I mean? However, actually, this is for, I'm going to recant everything I just said. On the Appeal to Reason, there's a song called Whereabouts Unknown. And there's like a moment in that song where it doesn't sound like Dio to anyone else, but to me it sounds like Dio, and I love it, you know what I mean? So yeah, Whereabouts Unknown.